Hey YouTube, I just got back from the Indy Regional. I ended up placing 27th out of 155. I missed my invite by 3 spots. I took the top 24. I definitely didn't want to have to deal with Dark World and Rescue Rabbit, which is really why I made the effort to get to this one. It didn't really pay off for me. I was close. I lost round 8 sitting on table 8. So that definitely really blows. Round 1 I played a local matchup against Agents and I beat him. Round 2 was another Agent build and I beat him. Round 3 was my second local matchup. He was playing Sabres. I definitely got sacked. So that was my first loss of the day. Round 4 was my third local matchup. Luckily, my last local matchup of the day. He was playing Agents, and I beat him. Round 5, this guy was playing like a custom Chaos Junk build thing. It worked pretty well for him. He beat me. Round 6 was a tour guide Destiny Hero thing. Stratos, Malleys, Doomlords. He ended up siding out all but 2 of the Doomlords for more stuff to combat me. Doomlord was actually kind of a pain in the ass. I mean, round 1, or game 1, I summoned Stratos, and then he went into Doomlord and removed Stratos. And on a second turn, tour guide into Sandgen, into Lever, and went to, because he wanted to reborn my Stratos. I knew he had targets to search for, so I had to judgment it and lost 4,000. I ended up beating him that game. Round 7 was another agent build that I beat, and round 8 was the 5th agent matchup that I had. Kind of reminds me of last February when I had to play 5 Samurai in a single regional. In game 3, he opened Tour Guide and I Veilered it. So he bounced it with Birdman, and then on my turn I set a Chain Disc. So when he summoned it again, I Chain Disced it, and instead of the Sandgen he was bringing out, because I figured turn 2, game 3, I get rid of the entire Tour Guide engine. The Sandgen ended up getting him Earth, that got him Venus, and so on and so forth. He ended up getting Hyperion down the line and popped a bunch of stuff. And you know, if I'd have got rid of the Sandgen, he might have ended up going Lever later and bringing Sandgen back. I mean, could have gone either way. I still pretty much feel like I made the right play by getting rid of all his tour guides. Probably for the first time in a long time, I can tell you in a video that I don't recall or actually think I had any misplays that really caused me any trouble or loss at all today. I think for the most part, every hand and every play of every game was exactly how it should have been. I don't get to say that too often. So anyways, on to my deck profile. This isn't what I was going to play. I'd been changing it back and forth. I didn't really have anything to play until really the night before. I went into a third Miracle Fusion and started playing a full-out Diva engine and things. But I was missing one Diva, and when I got there 15 minutes early and walked around trying to find the place because they didn't tell us where it was in the convention center, and our convention center is really huge. So I got in just enough time to literally fill out a deck list and turn it in. So I had to improvise a little bit. I played Stratos, Triple Alias, 2 Thunder Kings instead of 3. This was really an odd one for me. Ended up working out really well. 1 Cyber Dragon. I drew him twice all day. Summoned him once. Definitely wasn't worth it. Warrior Lady did a lot of work. I was only on the defense with her like twice. I went on the offense with her probably 6 or 7 times today. Most of the time was attacking direct and then making them afraid to attack me because they didn't want to remove their own stuff. And I think twice was just to remove their Gotchi. Snowman Eater, Double Veiler, and Crow. Definitely an MVP tech choice. It is essentially versatile against every possible matchup you can play against. And then I was borrowing 2 Breakers and an Envoy, so I had 3 Darks for the Envoy, as well as backfield control that's forcing torrentials, forcing warnings, forcing bottomlesses, and things like that. Triple Duality, Rhoda, E-Call. I only played 2 Sparks. I was kind of scared about doing this, but I never had Spark dead in my hand, and I never found myself needing Spark for Alias. I actually never even duality'd into Spark to use it. It was just always there when I needed it. Triple Miracle. This was supposed to be for the Diva engine, and I forgot to switch it out with my deck list. This should have been a Super Poly. At least at first, that's what I thought. I was afraid that without the Divas putting extra water targets to be able to use 0 more efficiently, that 3 of these was going to be dead. Definitely on the contrast. Having them, they were never really dead to me, and having them more consistently was definitely a good reason I won a lot of my matchups today. 2 MSTs, Book, Mind Control, Reborn, Dark Hole. Onto Traps, Solemn, Double Warning, Double Compulse, Double D-Prison, Mirror Force, and Dust Tornado. Dust Tornado was supposed to be Dust Shoot, but I couldn't find one. I had been proxying this as Dust Shoot, so I just left it in as Tornado. This gave me 5 single backfield destructions. Notice I didn't play heavy. I didn't want to be running into Starlight, and I never did today. Because I couldn't find the Diva and stuff. That was supposed to be the Dust Shoot, and then the Diva engine I replaced with Mirror Force, a second Compulse, and then main the Warrior Lady and Cyber Dragon that actually initially were in my sideboard. Like I said, I ended up really not liking him. I mean, he was never dead to me either. I just only saw him twice today and only used him once. I mean, so that's not really bad. He just wasn't around when I wanted or needed him. Well, not that I ever really actually needed him. So that was the sort of the 5 cards that got changed around. I know my numbers are off because there is something I'm forgetting. Because the second Compulse and Snowman Eater, I was trying to fit into the build with the Diva engine, as well as the Envoy, because he's not in the build that I had planned. So somehow I made room for the Snowman Eater, and then put those 5 in from the 5 that I was missing. Or for the engine I had to take out. Extra deck, I was playing 2 Shinings, 2 Zeros, Gaia, Draco Quest, Chimera Tech, Catastor, Brio, Orient, Black Rose, Stardust, Scrap, Thought Ruler, and Utopia. I still don't have Trish, sort of sucks, but I never needed them at all today either. I went into Utopia probably 6 or 7 times. I went into Thought Ruler once, attacked over a Tengu with it, and by the end of that game, many turns later, he was at 19 and I was at 17 when I beat him, so the 17 I gained from Thought Ruler is the reason I won that match. Scrap Dragon I went into once, got him, his effect was Veiled and then Dark Hold. I went into Shining just about every game, and then a handful of games I went into the second Shining, but that is all that saw play out of my extra deck all day today. Nothing else did. Side deck, I sided the 3rd Thunder King in against Agents all day long, as well as Allied Justice Cycle Reader. He's like DD Crow, but he hits up to 2 light monsters. So he got sided in 5 times today, and I probably got to use him about 80% of the time. He was definitely a good tech choice. 2 Wanghu. This was also for Agents. I started out siding in 2, and then I went to siding in 1, and then siding it out in game 3. I ended up not liking it at all, so I'm definitely taking him out. I didn't have a close force this time like I did at Nats, so I played a Skyscraper just in case, but I never had to play anybody with field spells. I sided out the 3rd Miracle Fusion for a Super Poly against Agents. Actually never even got to use it, never saw it. Never sided in Chivalry, never sided in Bottomlesses, though in retrospect I probably should have against Agents for Venus and their Exceeds and Hyperion. Pulling the rug mostly was thought process was for Earth, or Agent Earth. Also Bogart Knight, and I got it off on a I got 1 off on a Junk Synchron and another off on a Debris Dragon. 2 Chain Disappearance. This was for Tour Guide, Shine Balls, Rykos, and Dark Souls. I got it off against in game 1 against Shine Ball, but he had sided 1 of them out, so I hit 2. And then game 3 of round 8 when I took out all of his tour guides on turn 2. And then 2 summon limits. This format actually isn't really as fast as I was thinking it would be, so I never sided in summon limit, never really needed it. With all that said, I mean, that's how the day went out. It was a pretty good day. I did, in fact, end up picking up my 3rd Diva with the Reese, and I got my Dust Shoot, and then I finally picked up a Nova Master. So here in the next couple of days, I will post up a video of the build that I wanted to play, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.